What's going on with you people? This your boy Young Thanos, and I'm coming back to you with another tutorial. This one is about mid-side. Now I notice a lot of people talk about mid-side EQ, mid-side compression, but there's a method in FL Studio where you don't necessarily have to use mid-side for those two things. You can use it for multiple things. Now I have a beat up here that I made, and it's not mastered or anything. It's just mixed, but what I want to do is put a mid-side EQ on it just to show you what it can do. And if you guys want to see me use some of my personal techniques on mid-side, just leave a comment below. Please subscribe and support the channel. Thank you, man. We're gonna go ahead and get started with this. First, you want to select the patcher. That is the main way we're gonna do this. Patcher. I already looped a section of the beat, so when I do get started, matter of fact, I'm gonna let you hear what it sounds like. Oh, sorry, let me go on and click that. So that's just a sample of it. So we're just gonna go on and get started with it. Now, one of the main plugins to make this work is a plugin called Fruity Stereo Shaper. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Fruity Stereo Shaper. Boom. I'm gonna disconnect it. Now this is automatically your mono. Main out is automatically your mono. Remember that. So what you want to do is open this up. Go right here. Right click. Go right here and right click. You go to mixing, mid-side A, side splitter. Boom. Now you notice this number 2. This will be your side. So you have to right click, output, outputs, audio, choose send to. And you notice a second one just popped up. So what I normally do is whatever plugin you're going to mid-side, but at this point I'm gonna just use FL Studio's parametric equalizer. I lift this one up at top because I know this will be my mono. This is what I'm connecting the mono to. Add another parametric. This will be my stereo right here. So now that it's all connected, what normally people do, and what I've seen around some professionals, is that one specific one, you do the opposite of what you did to the other one. So basically, whatever I do to this, I do the opposite to this. So because what you don't want to do is be adding a whole bunch of stuff in the mids and be adding a whole bunch of stuff to the sides. You want to kind of get a balance, and most of the time you'll see something more of like a X being done. I'm gonna show you that little method. I'm not saying you have to do that, but this is just something to get you started, to know that in music it's all about balance. So if you add, you have to subtract. If you subtract, you have to add. So you know, you don't really want to just be doing a whole bunch of subtracting, no add. You don't want to do a whole bunch of add and no subtracting. So this is the mid. So we're gonna if you notice, I added some of that. If you notice, I added some of that some of the bass up in the mids. Mind you, the bass, the kick, the vocals, snare, stuff like that. That's all gonna be in the mid range. And what we're gonna do next, we're gonna kind of take some of the highs out of the mids. So what all I did at this point was I just basically turned up some of that bass a little bit just to give it a little more presence. But if you notice, I didn't turn it up by much, and I had took out some of the highs in the mid area so that, you know, to make a balance, because what I'm going to do next is take away some of that low end in the side frequencies. and I'm gonna add some of the high end in the low frequency. So I'm doing the exact opposite of what I did to the mids. If you heard that the pianos and the sounds on the side, some of those sounds on the side, they lifted up a little bit. They got a little more presence in the track without me actually messing with any faders. It's just this technique can be useful when now you want to be lightly, you want to do it lightly though, because you really don't want to go too far with it. You can go a little ham unless you're looking for a weird vibe maybe, but other than that, you could actually use this technique to bring brightness to your tracks and to help something stand out that's not standing out that you may want to stand out without actually, if you feel like you got a nice place in the mix where it's located, you can keep it there, but just do something like this to bring it out without actually trying to mess with the faders, because the faders, the individual faders are all connected to the master. And when the faders, these faders right here, if you got a perfect mix with these faders and your master is right here in this around this level, then you're feeling pretty good about your mix and you just want something to stick out a little more. But if you find yourself turning it up too much, you're gonna be like, now it's throwing off my levels right here. You can literally just do it this way. This is a way of doing it, and most of the time, this technique is being used in mastering. But I'm the type of guy, sometimes not figuratively, but you just sometimes you got to break the law, and and sometimes you got to try new things because you'll never know what you'll be able to come up with. So I'm gonna make another tutorial on this, going more in depth in some of the techniques I use with this in mixing. Like I said, most of the time I've seen this being used in mastering, like Ozone has a mid side to it. A lot of mastering plugins I noticed has a mid side. I don't see a lot of mixing plugins, but I'm gonna do another tutorial on this where I show you. And if y'all guys want to see, just leave a comment below, and I'll most definitely show you how to use this in mixing on one sound. Using automation and using the patcher. So let me know. This your boy Young Thanos, man, and I'm back at you with another tutorial. I'm out this time. This your boy Young Thanos, and I'm out, man. I'll see y'all later, man. Comment, subscribe below, request stuff, and I'll be sure to get back with you.